So this video is about how to use the equation for density. So the equation for density is rho is equal to mass divided by volume. Okay, so mass is always measured and used in calculations in kilograms in physics. Volume is meters cubed, and therefore the units for density are kilograms per meter cubed. So density really is a measure of how much mass is stored inside a volume. So let's do some simple calculations. So the first one is, imagine we've got a sphere, okay, and this is going to be a large sphere. It's going to have a volume of 2 meters cubed. Okay, so it's a really large sphere, and it's got a mass of 3,500 kilograms. So the question is, calculate the density. So I would then write the density equation. Density is mass divided by volume, and I can just put the numbers straight into this because the units are in kilograms and meters. So 3,500 divided by 2 will give me a density of 1,750 kilograms per meter cubed. Okay. A slightly trickier example would be if I'd got, instead of just a sphere and being told the volume, I've now got a cuboid. Okay, so it's 2 meters by 2 meters height and width, and it's got a length of 4 meters. So first of all, I know the mass of this cuboid, which is 60 kilograms, and I'm asked to calculate the density. But now I don't have the volume, so I have to work it out. So this is where I have to remember the equations for volume from maths. So if I'm working out the volume of a cuboid, I would do volume is length times width times height. So I'm going to do 2 meters times 2 meters times 4 meters. And so I can use that to work out the volume of my cuboid, which if I don't have a calculator would be 16 meters cubed. I can then use my density equation, mass divided by volume, and do 60 kilograms divided by 16 meters cubed, which will give me a density of 3.75 kilograms per meter cubed. The final thing you need to know about density is what happens if you have to rearrange the equation. So if you're rearranging the equation, if I want mass on its own, I have to get rid of volume. So I do the opposite of divide, which is times. So I have mass is equal to density times volume. And the other equation I could possibly want would be volume. So if I look at this one, if I want volume on its own, I've got to get rid of density. So volume is going to be equal to mass divided by density. So those are the 3 possible equations I could be asked to use. The other equations which could be useful is equations for different types of volumes. Remember, if it's a cube and you're given one side, then for a cube all the sides are the same length. So you could just times, if say for example this was 2 by 2 by 2, that would be a cube. So it would be 2 times 2 times 2, which would be 8. The other type of shape that you could have is if I was working out the area of, say, a cylinder. And if I was doing that, then remember you have to work out the area of the circle, and then you have to know the height of the cylinder. So if I've got the height of a cylinder, that's my height, and I need the area of the circle along the top. So to do that, to work out the area of a circle, it's pi r squared, where r is the radius of that circle. So if I was to work out the volume of a cylinder, it would be the area times the height, which is equal to 2 pi r squared times the height, and then I would use that in my density equation as normal.